Welcome to episode 25 of our live stream about the startup idea, the fitness app. So let's see where we have left off last time. I think it was the tab bar we started to implement. And this time we wanted to look for icons to use. Actually, I think I chose icons, fire and light, and all we have to do is export them and then put them into our assets folder. Let me pull up YouTube as well so I can see what's going on in the chat. And what else? There's something because I'm using the app almost daily whenever I do the workout, there's something that I want to improve as well, which is when the countdown, in the beginning when you start the workout, when the countdown goes to 0, the workout starts but there's no sound. So you basically have to look at the countdown rather than just listening to the sound. Alrighty. There we go. Pop out the chat. I also am prepared with my Dr. Pepper. Great. Awesome. So, let's see. We have our tab bar. Right. And when we go in here, we don't have it anywhere there. And what we want to do is actually create let's say a new group, and let's call it tab bar, and create our custom tab bar child class. Let's say just tab bar controller. And that one, UI kit. The reason why I'm doing that is because right now we are having the tab bar controller, which is inheriting from UI tab bar controller. We have our tab bar defined and basically configured in here. See, we're instantiating a tab bar controller. We're adding our V controls we want to have, and then also down here we are basically working with these. We can put all of that into the own class of our tab bar controller and do all of that on init. And so let's override the init and just pass in whatever we get passed in here, so we don't care about that. But we want to say setup view. Setup view. Oh yeah, by the way, let me copy the link and put it here for Instagram to see and join. And what I also want to implement in this session, in this episode, is the question whether or not you want to rate the app. And I want to trigger that only after a workout has been completed. So basically, once you got the value out of the app, I'm asking for a favor, not before you get anything, like when you start the app. That doesn't make sense, right? Okay, so in here, what we want to do is option, click, and then we have a split view. What we can do is basically define, so we have navigation controller, we want to have it, the title, we can keep it, so it's more, right, alrighty, so let's say private func setup workout list, you see, or basically actually we can use the whole build stuff, remove it from there, put it in here, and just take shall just do it right here. And all we can do is use tab bar controller like that. right away assigned, and look how clean our app delegate is looking again. And when we start the app again and build and run and compile, we should still see everything in place. Still our tab bar still working. Nice. That was quick. Refactored into an own class. And I also like to just always use final and private, since that is improving the compile time, and I'm not even sure if it's on top of that also improving the speed of the app itself. Not sure if that makes sense, but it's good practice. Let's go with the icons. So SF symbols, and we had fire, and what was the other? Light. Oh yeah, light bulb. So we can go for fire to, we can export both. Once it's selected, it's basically the field, and if it's not selected, it's not the field. Not sure if there's really something that will be more accurate for workout. SF symbol, because if I look up workout or, I won't find anything like that. And I think we can scroll through it, but you can see the list is pretty long, and we are basically just looking for one icon in between of this sea of icons. This would be the flame, basically. That is our plan B. And let's see, can we find anything for the workout view? Clouds, bugs, camera, chat, video, some editing, pins. There we go, hair. That is for speed, and the turtle is for slow, being slow. Now we have AR and whatnot, playing games, okay. Do we have anything regarding bolt, horizontal? That's interesting. This is the light bulb for the idea, which would be for the wish list. We could also have something like that, list numbers, but I think light bulb might be cooler, since it's really about the ideas you guys have, you want to have in the app, and are basically proposing. Josie, what program do you use for the live stream to display your screen and you? Oh, it's OBS. It's OBS. It's pretty simple. So you can just define, you can create a scene, and that's basically just a group of inputs, and you can create new inputs and then basically tell what the input should be at desktop, and then you choose which desktop if you have multiple ones, and then you can say, oh, I want another input that's a camera, and then you have two inputs, and you have them overlaid, and you can resize them and position them, and that's it. And that's how I did it. And then you can choose another input and just say, okay, this should be a picture, and what I did is the frame I have around me is basically a picture that is transparent in the middle, and I'm putting the picture on top of my video that is resized, so it seems like it's inside the frame. It's basically just all smashed together to look nice. Okay, anything for workout? I don't think we will find something at this point. We are at the lower end already, and that's it. Alrighty, so we're going for flame then. Plan B. That, and you basically select and then say you want to export custom onto desktop. That's fine. And let's also export right away the light bulb right here. Export. Now, this SF Symbols is a free tool app provided by Apple, so that's awesome. You basically have all the icons you need. Almost. Workout obviously is missing. Okay, thank you. Do you use your phone as the camera or just your computer camera? I'm using actually the Logitech webcam here. You could also use your computer camera or even your phone, kind of, because once you plug your phone into your computer, you can use it as an input, another input, and then you just basically open the camera up and point it to you, and if it displays the display of your phone, and your phone displays you through your camera, you sort of have a camera with your phone. So let's go and get the icons. There are, we have them over here. So light bulb and flame. And I like to use medium because if I open them, for example, let's open flame fill in Sketch, not Safari, god damn it. And then we have a lot to choose from in sizing. It's a very nice template provided by Apple. Lots of work that was put into it. I want to go for medium in size, and then basically I'm exporting it. I wonder, this is right. I think I want to have it square. So we can export it like, maybe I should create a new sketch file, a new artboard, and have this one be 25 by 25, zoom in and paste the flame, and have the flame lock in proportion, and go here, put it in the middle, and now we have a square. If I want to export the artboard, we should have it like this, and I can say plus and have it 25 by 25, and the double of it is 50 by 50, and the triple, thrice, 3 times of it is 75. I can export all of that, export it onto the desktop, and we have our icons 25, 50 and 75. If I open it like this, you can see how small it is, and how, for example, this is very unsharp, this is sharper, and this is bigger, and then it goes actually unsharp again a little bit because it's bigger zoomed in, but this should be sufficient or enough for the small space down here. And what we can do is we can go into assets and basically just drop it all in. But what I want to do before I do so is say flame, should it be, this should be filled, right? Filled, let's call it like that. Let's export it again so we have the naming in place. We can delete these. So what you can see is we have flame filled at 2x and at 3x. And now I'm just dropping it in here, and it's just one file, but it has 3 sizes. And we are going to do the same for, we can save this file, basically the fitness app icons, for example, and then let's just save it for now on the desktop. Flame filled, got it, not needed anymore. Let's put it over here. And let's get flame normal 2, which we want to open with Sketch as well. And then get the medium, show me, yeah, the shape. We can copy this artboard, whoops, and just call it, maybe just flame. Where is it? Right here. Let's have it 25 in distance. delete this, put this one in there. Also here, 25. Right there. And export 3 sizes. And we do the same stuff again, dropping it all in here. So we have flame and flame filled. What I also like to do is then I'll like to go to utils and basically define my assets. Sort of type save if I want to use them throughout the app. So say asset manager. And what I can do is say asset manager as an element. I don't want this one to be possible to be instantiated, and I just need static let for example flame, and then we can say this is just flame, right? And we are having the names there. Static let flame filled. Flame filled, like this. And now what we can do is we can have a look at social down, since I've implemented it in here already. Where do we have the tab bar? Is it somewhere here? Controller, custom tab bar controller. So the image is just UI, basically like this. I use the private element tab bar images, pretty similar, just that this one is a var for some reason or not of that. And it's inside the tab bar controller. Tab bar images, fair enough, very similar. So selected image and the insets, we might want to use the insets to have it well aligned. Now we can go back into our tab bar and say the NC, and then asset manager flame is the default and selected is asset manager flame filled, like this. I don't know about the positioning here, but we can check. Ragemaster, what's up? Hey, welcome. And Adrian, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it. You're very welcome, Josie or Jose. Hey, just woke up. Cedric, why export this SF symbol and not calling it directly? That makes the app more heavy. How do you call them directly? That would be interesting to know. That's a good, if that's possible. So basically use SF symbols in Xcode. So if I look at, for example, how to use them in Xcode, it says to export it. How would I get... You can just use them right away like this. That would be interesting. Okay, let's rerun the app. Workout is not having... Let's see. Oh, there we go, the image. So let's see. Maybe that solves it, because I'm overriding the image to be nil. There we go with the flame selected and unselected. That works perfectly fine. And I wonder really if you can, if I use that for, say, down here, and then as you said, just light bulb, right? It requires iOS 13. What did we say we want to support? iOS 12. Alright, it won't work for us then. That's fair enough, because we want to start with iOS 12 to support at least iOS 12 and then everything upwards. But thanks for the hint, I will definitely try it out. Maybe I can even try it out right now. Let's see, SF symbols. What do we have? Something very simple. Mic. So then this would be wish list. Let's see if we can see mic right away. There's no mic. Maybe you use them differently. Oh, system name you said. System name mic. Alrighty. Alright, I'll have to set, but it seems like it's working. If it's working, when it's working. That's good to know. I like to learn new stuff. That would make things definitely easier in the future. Turkey at night right now. Oh yeah, I can see it's, what time is it in Turkey? Is it 5 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock? So we got the flames, delete, and now we can say light bulb. God damn it, it always opens it with the Tor browser, which I don't want. I want Sketch to be default, change all, continue like this, and now it should open it with Sketch by default. Great. Select that, copy, duplicate our artboard, light bulb, like this. Let's see. That would be filled. Let's also say put it in there, log 25, position it in the middle, and oh, this is let's have filled on the right. Feels more in order for me. So this is flame and flame filled. Then we have light bulb, and we want light bulb filled. Angel, hello everyone. Hey, welcome. I don't understand English, but it's nice to watch. Ibrahim, your English is fine. And I'm glad you still enjoy it, although you might not understand every single word. Let's do the same with the last icon as well, like so. Okay, and then export both desktop and then import both. Let's go like so. Oh no! Anyway, I have to call this one light bulb filled. That shall work. You can delete all of that. I just forgot to rename this one to be the filled version of light bulb. Now we can save this and close Sketch altogether. We don't need Sketch anymore. We don't need this one anymore either. And none of that. Now we have light bulb and light bulb filled, and we can declare new variables. Light bulb, maybe a light bulb like this. And then filled. This should work. And then we have here and light bulb filled. So we can just use it like this. Run it, let's see. I'm not quite sure yet if I should keep the names or just omit them. Who should we link on LinkedIn? People we work with, or only also people that make similar things than us, like you and me? Oh, you mean like become friends? Treat it like Facebook, basically. Connect with whomever you want to. LinkedIn is going to change essentially into something that is very similar to Facebook, because people are starting to post a lot of content there that is even unrelated to work. It's a social media that has a heavy focus on the work area because it started from there, but it's shifting. You're very good at Swift coding. That's practice. It's just practice. So we don't need. I don't see the need of defining some insets, but I do see the need of saying that the tab bar controller should be similar to the navigation controller. I think the view controller is defining it. That, say, set up navigation, the bar tint color is dimmed blue. I wonder if the tab bar controller has to be defined here as well. Let's just try tab bar controller, tab bar, bless you, and then bar tint color dimmed blue. I'm obviously not leaving this code line in there because it's not navigation. It is kind of navigation, but it's a different navigation. There we go. And then also it shouldn't be translucent. Me not liking it. Rerun, and it should have now a similar look to the navigation, like this. Works for me, I'd say. I would say it works for me. We can see how it looks like in the app. But anyway, I wonder if I should actually put this in here where we say VC tab bar, define it in here rather than in every view controller that we create. So it's not spread all over the place in different classes and just in this tab bar. So let's say we can say private func and then say style view controller, UI view controller, because it has a similar style, right? So the VC of that and view controller, shall we do it like this? We can. I wonder, yeah, I should not overcomplicate it, and then just call style and then pass an RVC. Same down here, and that should do the trick. Since we have removed it from here, right? It does not do the trick because of its, it has to be NC. I think it has to, no, wait a second, we've been in the view controller. We've been in here, workout list, and was the view controller itself. Which means, I think because this one is nil at this point, since we are not having this assigned. Zoli, I'm gonna kick you out, little girl. Troublemaker. Do you know Android coding? I don't. I sent you a relation request on LinkedIn. Alrighty. I will see. I will have a look later. Unfortunately, I cannot connect with my whole community at random, else I will just have like 30,000 connections, and that then basically doesn't make any sense, right? To have this, because you cannot overview the connections. it should definitely be reasonable connections, but treat it like Facebook where you want to make friends or make connections. But yeah. Let me think. Why would this? Oh yeah, because I just explained why this would not work. So now when we are adding it here, and we could do for each and then basically just pass in the style like this, and that should not work. Because for each view controller we're basically passing in, there we go, this function, and the function signature is the one that we have here coincidentally, and that one basically just matches the for each right there. So that solved this. Now we have it all in one place. What is next? We have workout, and that one, tab bar is nailed. Look at this, one more ticket done. App Store review request. Do we want to work on that? Why don't you do social media application? I see a lot of people, or I've seen at least 5 or more people that are having the idea, or probably more, even on Reddit. I read every now and then a new post where someone is saying that they want to build a social media app. Even I know someone who has built a social media app too. It's basically not a business. I think it's easier to tap into and make money from compared to, say, this fitness app right here. This fitness app, super simple to implement, like compared the time and effort to be invested to create an app that is actually usable in the end is like huge. The difference is huge. For this fitness app, I currently just used 40 hours. I counted the amount of hours I spent on a live stream. It's 40 hours, which basically equals to a normal work week in a company if you work 8 hours a day. And if you release the app right now, it works, it provides value, people can use it as a workout, and I can just add, for example, either an ad banner or another feature behind a paywall, such as either a subscription or a buy pro. And that is within the, say, 50 hours range to be done and shipped, and then you have basically the potential to already start generating a small income stream with that, and then iterate and improve it to also increase your audience, and with that your income stream potentially. However, with a social media app, you would spend hundreds of hours to get the basics, which is a lot. Like, just to compete with the basics, you have to implement a lot, and why would anyone use a social media app if it doesn't differ in any way? So on top of the basics, you even have to put on top something that's special about it. And that is a lot of work without anything in return in the first place, plus the risk that no one is going to end up using it, because a fitness app for sure will find its audience. A social media app, there is this risk that no one is using it because there are already so many out there, and it has to solve a new problem that the current ones are not solving. I'm not having battery because this is plugged. The white one is plugged off because I plugged yours in. There was not enough space.
Then you can unplug it.
Let me see. Let me check. Will it fit next to each other? Yours? No, it won't. You need the lamp, right?
No, you can do it offline.
Alright, let's try turning the lamp down. Oh, but I need the lamp maybe. Let's see. Can you still see me? It's okay. I can just open up a browser right here.
Why don't you just turn this one on?
It's not connected. Oh, it is now connected. Okay, it wasn't previously. That's why I thought it won't work. Okay, we are enlightened again. Cedric says, "Hey Susie."
Hi.
She's sitting right there. I'm working too. Okay, so AppStore review request. What we can do is look at social down again, or we can just look up the internet, because I'm sure it's a super short article by Paul Hudson. We can even search for it right away. Paul Hudson, Unwrap, Paul Hudson. Just Swift App Store review, request review. There we go. Hacking with Swift. That's what I asked for. So that's basically how you do it. But let's read through it so we don't miss anything, because I remember there's something like, even if you request it by executing this code, it's not ensured it will be displayed for the user, because the app itself or Apple themselves are still controlling whether or not it's currently appropriate to do so. So many apps ask users to review their apps, but it's increasingly common to see dark patterns, such as apps pre-screening users so they get sent to the App Store only if they say they like the app. To avoid this problem in the future, and also to provide a standardized interface that user can trust, iOS 10.3 brought a built-in way to ask users to review the app, and it could be much easier to use. Some important information: you request that the system show a review dialog, which means the request might be ignored, that's what I meant, based on internal logic known only to Apple. Because the request might be ignored, you should not trigger the request from a user-facing button, saying something like leave a review. Sure, makes sense. When you are in development, requesting the review will always show the review user interface, but you can't submit an actual review, that's fine. When you're using TestFlight to test your app, requesting a review will do nothing at all. That's all we need. So let's go into our workout, and then go into our controller. Workout running. Oh, wait a second. Where is it? Exercise. Controller. And then, no, running workout. There we go. Coding couples. Rage Master, did you subscribe or bought Ray Vanillick books? Neither. No, I didn't buy Ray Vanillick books, and I also didn't subscribe to them. I never spent a single dollar. That's not true. I spent once for a course on Udemy to learn the basics about SceneKit for game development, but that's it. That was already when I already knew Swift so good that I was employed as a Swift developer backend for Vapor. So I never really spent a dollar to learn Swift or iOS development per se. Neither for books nor for video courses, whatnot, because there are enough with free resources on the internet for you to learn it to a point where you can be employed or even become a freelancer. Martin is the best program couple ever. Well, store it, and then we are requesting it, and we want to do that once the stop workout action. Do you really want to stop it? Not that, but current exercise, cancel exercise, dismiss self. Here, dismiss self. Kick off next exercise, current exercise. So basically what we can do is say func last exercise has just finished. And then here we define what should happen when that happens. So we want to dismiss ourselves, and we want to have to import store kit, and then say review controller request review. Now let's exercise. This is what should happen here. current exercise point is smaller than this count. If current exercise, oh, as long, guard, not if. Okay, as soon as we hit the same, I think it's easier to understand if it's just an if. If current exercise point is smaller, oh, equal, then we want to do that. So basically, last exercise has just finished. Let's run it and see if it works. Just speak with foreigner bro. YouTube and Google are free resources for learning code. Yes, I agree. Wow, Turkish. I wish I knew English. Hey, you can learn English if you wish. There are so many apps to learn languages. Let's see, we have one workout. Let's just start this workout, but not 45 seconds. It's too long to wait for. Let's say, 0 seconds. Doesn't really make sense, does it? What happens then? This is an edge case I haven't tested. So we are starting the workout in 5 seconds, and then after the workout is finished, let's see if it goes away and asks for a review. Hey, this is awesome. Great, so we got this one in place. AppStore review request done. That was an easy one, wasn't it? Good. That is that. Now the next thing is we have not that much left. We could either start a new project, that is the Vapor backend for the wishlist, or start creating an app logo. And how we will want to, I don't know yet, how we want to style the logo, what it should look like. Oh, what we also could do is we could actually try to make this blue one red. So do we have it somewhere here? No, but I didn't write it down. So let's say Swift navigation button color. I'm sure you can just look up, let's say go here and then go into styling. So that's for the tab bar. And let's say the navigation controller, navigation item, left bar button item, I don't know, tint color, and then custom red. Let's just try that. It's my assumption that this should solve it. So once we go in here, it does not solve it. Oh, wait a second, because this one does not have it. This is a different navigation. Alrighty, so this is, let's go into exercise list VC. And we want to set up the navigation. Add button has the tint color, yes, like this, and then navigation basically like this. Navigation, item, left bar button tint color, custom red as well. I use Google Translation, but now I want to learn English. I see, yeah, hey, go for it. Favorite YouTubers to learn to code. Who's that? Tell me, who is that? I know a few. Do we have to go to navigation controller to access our navigation item? Because that's weird why we could, if that's the case. Optional. Since we can access the navigation item right away like this. Nope. Okay, navigation item bar, or say tint. Do we have anything regarding color? No. Left bar button items, maybe. A boolean value indicator is a boolean value. Left bar button items, an array of custom buttons, not really. Maybe this is nil since we're assigning anything there. Okay, I tried. Now we can look it up. Change color of back button and navigation bar. Not storyboard, thank you. Navigation bar, tint color. Bar style, tint color, interesting. Swift, oh, we can close that. Navigation control, navigation bar. So that means navigation bar style, navigation bar, navigation, oh, controller, navigation bar, tint. The tint color to apply to the navigation items and bar buttons. Yes, custom red. Because we want them all to be actions. So now we can actually say, I wonder, I'm not sure if it is, oh, it should actually inherit, shouldn't it? This is red now, which is awesome. I wonder if we can actually put it into our tab bar controller. Since this is our navigation controller, we are pushing on top of it. So let's also say here, this is UI. Yeah, view control is fine. Whoops. Navigation controller, and now here. This is optional. If it's given, do that. Google Translation is not enough. No, it's not working. So it's not inheriting. Alrighty. What we could do is, instead of having to say go into the exercise list and do it there, and then go into this create list and do it there, we could create our own view that is going to be our navigation controller. Navigation controller UI kit, final class, navigation controller. That is a UI navigation controller. And then on init, we can say navigation bar tint color like this, and that is now applied for nip name or nil. Alrighty, that one. And now instead of using, wherever I'm using UI navigation controller, which is here, and that's basically it, isn't it? Just omitting the UI and using that. What if that's not for navigation bar? Let's see. Failed because of can't convert the value expected argument to NS coder. Navigation controller. What if we are overriding this instead? And now go in here. Now it's red here, it's red here, and we don't have to care about. And even if we start, oh yeah, we don't have navigation control in there. But from now on, I'm going to use my own navigation controller instead of the UI navigation controller, since I have like a small adjusted style in there. And that applies to all the views. And that's great. Oh, actually, the navigation tab, the tab bar should be of the same color when active. So I wonder, Osman just said it. You should do practice every time. Actually, I'm not good at that, but I can speak, so I can do it. Yes, I agree. Martin, that's Turkish. All right. Hey, my best friend is Turkish. He could read that, probably, and translate. Let's see. Shall we Google how we can change the color of the UI image? So let's say Swift, like that. I know there's like something rendering mode always template, and then you have the template. So basically you get the image and then you say that, and then you say tint color. Alrighty. So what we need is probably ns tab and C, tab bar, item, selected image, tint color, custom red. Oh yeah, and then also, what is the error? Tint color is available. Alrighty. Swift 4 and 5. Set image color. I don't want image view. Tint color. But it feels like it has to be an image view, right, in order to achieve that. Because with tint color is size 13, which I can see is new probably to UI image alone. It is forbidden to speak Turkish, sorry. Is it? Who says that? I mean, I don't understand it, so yeah, I would prefer not to have a different language that I don't understand, because then I don't know whether he's saying something good or bad to others, and I want to be able to make sure everybody is welcome here. I understood your reaction from what you mean. That's good. Shall we say Swift tab bar color? Oh, it's the same. God damn it. So it has to be the same, like tab bar, for example, and then tint color, custom red. Something like that. Let's see. There we go. That was easy. Simple enough. So we got this in place. Hey, look at this. It comes together. It now looks very consistent throughout the app. I think AppStore images, this is something that we should do too. I might look into Fastlane to save time. I haven't done that before, and I think it's something we should start using. It's a one-time time investment, but for every future app it will save tremendous of time, because I know I spent hours and hours to create images for all the app sizes I'm supporting, which is quite a few. Have you tried Node.js? I have tried Node.js for one day. It's basically JavaScript. Nothing really special there. Very similar to other frameworks that are used to develop APIs or websites. And yeah, that's basically it. I'm a huge fan of Swift, and whenever I have the chance, I will code in Swift. But the second language that I'm coding in, if any, that is JavaScript. Which coding language do you know? Oh, that's basically what I just said, right? Swift and JavaScript is what I would say I know on a proficient level or professional level. Any other language that I came across is I use them, I build stuff with them, but knowledge is a little bit rusted or rusty if you don't use the language for too long. However, you can pick it up really easy again pretty quick. I sound like I'm trying to think what we want to do next, because those are huge tickets. We could start. What I also want to do is actually we want to create an app name, right? We want to define how the app how should the app be named? What should the app be called? Right now it's called the fitness app, but this is not what we will keep it. And then I will have to secure the name in the App Store just to make sure it's not taken during my development process. How about Objective-C? Never ever coded a line of Objective-C, and not looking forward to do that at all, ever. Scared me away back in the days 2014 when I was on the fence to start coding iOS apps, and Objective-C was the only thing before Swift was dropped in that year. Where should I start for web design? Google, literally. If you want web design, I'm not quite sure what you mean with web design specifically. Like, is it like coding your web interfaces or designing your web interfaces? Because literally, you can go and say free design tools, and then you will see like plenty of lists, and then you will find Figma or Sketch, and you can start designing stuff like user interfaces for apps and whatnot if you want to do that. And then you can start, now you know the name of Figma, you can go to YouTube and then just start using Figma tutorial as a search term, and you will find lots of tutorials to learn it. Done. I know PHP and JavaScript, but I'm still learning. Yeah, I think we're all always learning. We will never stop learning. Why does Asset Catalog doesn't accept MP3? I think you don't need to have MP3 in Asset Catalog. As you can see, I have the MP3 file just in the folder, like just in the project at the root, and that's enough. Are you front end? I am both front end and back end, full stack basically. Okay, hey, let's call it a day, and in the next stream let's start the back end for the wish list, which will be still Swift and in combination with Vapor. And for today, I think we streamlined a few things. We implemented the review request after a worker was done, after we provided some value from within the app. And so yeah, I really enjoyed the chat. Thanks for being so active, everybody. So let's catch up in the next stream. Keep an eye on Instagram stories. That's where I always announce the next live stream, more or less spontaneously on the same day when it's going to happen, a few hours ahead of it. However, wherever you are, have a good day, have a good morning or a good night. And thank you again, everybody. I hope you enjoy the rest of the time you are awake, and see you on Instagram or in the next live stream.